is up, guys? Del Boy here. So I think we're all very excited about the heavyweight division. It's become the hot topic in boxing again, and I just wanted to discuss another topic in the heavyweight division, and that is, do you think boxing fans, particularly from the UK and the United States, are underestimating WBO heavyweight champion Joseph Parker? Me personally, I think people are underestimating Joseph Parker. And don't get me wrong, I have Joshua the best heavyweight in the world at the moment, and I would favour Joshua to beat Parker. And I would favour a couple of other heavyweights to beat him too, but people act like Joseph Parker is clearly the worst belt holder, when I don't think that's the case. I think, like Deontay Wilder, for example, I think if those two match up, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think Wilder is a better athlete, but Parker has better fundamentals. You know, Parker, he puts his shots together much better. He's not as wasteful. He's got a better jab. He's got better basic footwork. And in terms of fundamentals, I think Joseph Parker's better than Wilder. But in terms of athletic ability and power and speed, Wilder has got the advantage. So firstly, I think Wilder versus Parker, I don't think you can say who's better one out of the two until they fight. I don't think you can tell that, because for my money, I think Carlos Takam is better than anybody Wilder's beaten. Personally, that's just what I think. You might argue and say, well, Stavern was better than Takam. Well, I disagree with that, but there's not much in it. We can agree there. So they've beat similar competition, and both guys have shown vulnerabilities against lower competition. So I don't think you can really say either's better than the other. So to rule out Joseph Parker against Deontay Wilder is a little bit premature as far as I'm concerned. If you look at other heavyweights out there, you know, let's take Joshua, for example. As I said, I would make Joshua a favourite. He's a bigger guy. He's getting better with each and every fight. But at the same time, you know, Parker hits hard. He's a good fast fighter. And maybe Parker's hand speed advantage could give Joshua problems, because let's say there's a repeat of what happened on Saturday where, you know, Joshua starts to get gassed a little bit and gets hurt. Parker's not going to be as passive. He's got quick hands. He's going to try and jump on Joshua. It'll be interesting to see how Joshua would deal with that. I don't think Joshua versus Parker is a foregone conclusion at all. I think Joshua is a favourite, maybe even a significant favourite, but I don't think it's sort of out of the question that Parker wins that fight. I think the heavyweight division is wide open at the moment, and I feel people are being a little bit dismissive of Joseph Parker. I mean, you can argue that he didn't look good against Ruiz and Takam, but Takam at the time was arguably a top 10 heavyweight, and Andy Ruiz was undefeated, who a lot of people rated. I didn't particularly rate Ruiz, but a lot of people did, so I do give Parker some sort of credit there, because he beat an unbeaten guy who was on the come up. So I'll give him credit there. And he also beat Dimitrenko, who then went on to knock out a prospect after that fight. So Parker's done a few good things. I don't see how you can have Wilder ahead of him, or really Parker ahead of Wilder. I think they're both at the same level at the moment. And matching up with Anthony Joshua, Parker definitely has a shot. He's a dangerous fighter. And if you look at Parker with other sort of contenders in the division against the likes of Pulev or somebody like that, I would favour Parker to beat Pulev. So, listen, I think, like, overall, because of all the excitement, I think people have they need to be actually reasonable and just sit back and really sort of analyse it. I don't think Parker is the worst champion. I don't think you can say that. I think Joshua is a clear number one at the moment, and Wilder and Parker, they need to sort of fight each other to determine who is the next best guy. And I really do feel that fight's a 50-50 fight, as I said. And Parker can definitely beat other top 10 heavyweights like Pulev. I wouldn't rule him out against Luis Ortiz either. I mean, again, I might favour Ortiz, but Parker definitely has a good shot in that fight. But what I'm saying is, everyone's saying I really don't think we're going to have a dominant champion. I think these guys are going to take wins and losses off each other. All guys are going to have mixed success. But I just don't agree. I don't really agree with a narrative that Parker is definitely the worst champion, and it's a matter of time before he gets beat up and knocked out. I don't agree with that narrative. But granted, I think any of those guys could beat Parker though. But what I'm saying is, don't be shocked if Parker pulls off a few wins. That's all I'm saying. He's a good fighter who's still young. He's still going to be improving. And to my money, he's a better boxer than, for example, Wilder. So, yeah, I wouldn't rule out Parker. I wouldn't rule out Wilder. I wouldn't rule out Joshua. I wouldn't rule out Ortiz. Listen, man, Klitschko coming back. From what I saw on Saturday night, I wouldn't be surprised if Klitschko beat Parker or Wilder. You know, the same version he fought Joshua. At all. He's past his best, but he's still a formidable heavyweight. So listen, the division is wide open. Don't rule anybody out. Sit back and enjoy the ride, because I think we're going to get some great fights. And I think we're going to see a lot of drama over the next sort of 2 or 3 years or so. I think we're in for a ride, and we just need to enjoy it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens, and we'll see how it all pans out. Tell me what you guys think, though. Peace.